All right, now we're doing 7Q, especially joyful numbers. This is by Abe Large Snaz, and 95% of the people like it. So positive integers that are divisible exactly by the sum of their digits are called Harshad numbers. The first few Harshad numbers are these ones. We are interested in Harshad numbers where the product of its digital sum s and s with the digits reversed gives the original number n. For example, consider the number 1729. 1 plus 7 plus 2 plus 9 equals 19, and then the reverse of 19 is 91. So this times this equals this, and that's a Harshad number. Well, there we go. We're going to complete the function which tests if a positive integer n is a Harshad number and returns true if the product of its digit sum and its digit sum reversed equals n, otherwise false. All right. So after all that, basically what we got to do is take the number n, make it a string so that we can break it up into an array, then use the reduce method to add each one together. After we, when we do it, we turn the element, the number, the digit in the element into a number again, add them all together, and then have that number, and then break this number down into an array, reverse it to make this number, and then multiply this number times this number, and if they equal this number, well, then it's going to be true, and if not, false. All right, so now that we got all those words out of the way, we're not even going to change it from regular syntax because this is good enough for us. What we're going to do here is we're going to start off by declaring some variables. We're going to let sum equal, and what we're going to have to do, like I said, is we're going to have to make this a string to start off with. So let's say string constructor in. If you're not aware of what the string constructor is, when it's called as a function, it performs type conversion to a primitive string, which is more useful than just, I don't know what the other reason is. Anyway, so we do this, and now it's a string. And what we're going to do is we're going to break this thing up to where each one of these digits is in its own element. And we're going to do that by using spread syntax. If you don't know about this, it allows an iterable such as an array or string to be expanded in places where 0 or more arguments or elements are expected. So we just do this, we wrap it up like this. And right now, this is just going to be an array with the string of the number in it. So we say in front of this thing, dot, dot, not like that, what am I doing? Dot, dot, dot. And let's come down here and do console.log sum, just so we can see what it looks like while we're doing it. All right, so now it looks like that. Before that, it looked like this. And before that, it looked like this, but as a digit. All right, so let's do this. There we go. Test it out one more time, make sure it's good. So now it's like this. So now what we want to do is we're going to use the reduce method to add this plus this plus this plus this. And if you don't know about the reduce method, it's a method that executes a user-supplied reducer callback function on each element of the array in order, passing in the return value from the calculation on the preceding element. The final result, the final result of running the reducer across all elements of the array is a single value. We're going to come down here and read this. Perhaps the easiest to understand case for reduce is to return the sum of all elements in an array. And also, the first time that the callback is run, there's no return value of the previous calculation. But if supplied, an initial value may be used in its place. So we are going to use an initial value of 0. All right, so now that we've got all those words out of the way, let's say dot reduce. We're going to come over here like this, and first let's go over here to reduce one more time. The syntax we're going to be using is going to be this arrow function syntax, where we say whatever the array we just made dot reduce. We're going to have the accumulator right now, and the accumulator and the current value as the arguments. The arrow right here in the expression that's going to add this to this, all right? So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to say right here, ACK for accumulator, cur for current, arrow right here, all right? So let's do the initial value, because right now we've got, because if we put the initial, if we use this as the initial value, it's just going to be a string 1, which isn't going to add to anything. So let's do comma, initial value 0 right here, all right? And that's not what I want to do. And then right here, let's say ACK plus cur. But it's not going to work like that because, let me show you. Because it's a string. This is a string right now. This is the digit 0, and this is the string right here, because we didn't convert this into numbers. So we're going to use the number, did I put that up there? Number constructor. And it's pretty much exactly like the string constructor, in that when it's called as a function, it performs type conversion to a primitive number, all right? So we're going to take this cur, we're going to wrap it up into parentheses, and we're going to say number in front of it, all right? Now, let's test it out. Now we've got 26, and 26 is these numbers added together, all right? So 10 plus 9 plus 7, which is 26. All right, cool. So now the sum is a thing. Now we've got to reverse this number right here. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to say let's call it sum r, summer. All right. Let sum r equal, and we'll say we want to do exactly what we did here to this thing, and then reverse it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, say dot 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 sum, all right? Let's say console.log summer, all right? Now let's test that out. Let's get rid of this console.log. Test it out. What's the problem now? Sum is not iterable. Oh, because it's not a string. So we got to turn this into a string. So let's go like this. And let's say string right here. String sum, test it out. And now we've got 2 and 6. Now we're going to reverse this using the reverse method. And I'm sure you could probably guess that it's just going to revert. It's going to return the reference to the same array now reversed, basically. So we're just going to say reverse, and then just like that. So we're going to say dot reverse. Let's do the console.log. Let's see what it looks like. All right, now it's 6 and 2. Let's add them together. Let's combine them. So let's say dot join. If you don't know about the join method, let's get it right here. It just creates and returns a new string by concatenating all the elements in an array separated by commas or a specified separator string. We're just going to separate it by the spaces in between the characters by using an empty string, and it'll pretty much essentially do that right there. And so we're going to say dot join by the empty string. Test it. All right, now we got 62, and now this is a string, so let's make this into a number. All right, and like that, test it out. We've got number 62. Now let's come down here and let's just say return if sum times sum r equals in, return true. Test it out. Come on, work. Yay! And attempt it and submit it. All right. And you see right here, pretty much exactly the same, except for they did the toString instead of the string constructor. They did split instead of the, what is that? We did the spread syntax. They did the reduce, which is what we did, but they used the unary plus instead of the number constructor. And then unary plus instead of the number constructor, toString, split, but they did this and this just like we did. And then this. But they didn't say summer, so we're cooler. Just kidding. Not kidding. Here's this one. It's kind of like a one-liner. I understand it. And if you look enough at it, you'll understand it too. Anyway, let's go over to mine. Just me on this one. Best practice in my opinion. Very much like it, and we'll see you next time.